Throughout our history and across the globe, numerous criminals are labeled as clever thieves and have crafted all types of innovative strategies to execute sure-proof heists. Creative methods are employed with simplicity and the state-of-the-art technology to beat the various security systems used by banks. Normally, crime doesn't pay, but when it does, it can pay off big. Hello everyone, and welcome to Gen Zone. And in this video, we'll be checking out the most impressive bank heists pulled off by criminals. But before we get into the video, hit that thumbs up button, share, subscribe with the notification bell for future updates. United California's bank heist saga. In an article from the Daily Beast titled "The Man Who Went After Richard Nixon's Dirty Millions Breaks His Silence," he was pissed. Gang member Harry Barber divulges his central role in the plot to rob United California Bank in Laguna Niguel, California, where the specific target of Richard Nixon's secret stash of $30 million. It proved to be the largest bank heist in U.S. history at the time, resulting in a haul of $12 million over a couple of days. It was rumored that this Nixon secret stash came from Jimmy Hoffa as a re-election campaign donation that was a safety net from the imprisoned Teamster boss. Allegedly, this was a get-out-of-jail free pass via presidential pardon. Led by his uncle, Emil Dincio, the notorious mastermind, Barber recalled the event stating that the United California bank saga begins in Youngstown, Ohio, where Dincio received a tip about Nixon's secret cash. Barber isn't sure about the origin of that tip, but history shows it must have been a trustworthy source because it compelled Dincio to assemble a team consisting of 6 people: Barber, his brother James, his brother-in-law Charles Mulligan, and Phil Christopher and Charles Brokaw. The Dincio crew figured that President Nixon could never publicly press charges for dirty money, and so the Dincio crew set into action during the weekend. They disabled the alarms using surfboard foam, then proceeded to the rooftop where they rigged bombs over the vault, muffled the loud sound of the explosion, and was able to blow a hole right through. Barber claimed that he had ample time to go in and out of the bank and make off with around $14 million. The Russian hackers. It's evident that technology is a power used for the benefit of mankind, as well as demerits. In this case of technology being used for malice, we have the case of the Russian hackers, who were certainly experts in their fields. With their master hacking skills, these Russian hackers successfully stole an estimated amount of £650 million from banks all over the world between 2014 to 2016. It was reported that the hackers used a malware and phishing program in order to hack the bank's system. The master Russian hackers successfully studied the routines and operations of the banks, and by hacking into CCTV systems and webcams. Then through using fake accounts, they transferred money at their will, plus they programmed the ATMs to release and dispense cash at fixed times. They know they could maintain the scheme for a year or so they never stole more than £80 million for a single target. And they had about 100 bank targets in 30 different countries. And the most impressive part about this heist is that these online criminals were never identified and more than likely still hold the sizable loot. Brink's Met Gold Robbery. The least you expect, the more you'll be pleased. Well, that really happened to one of the most notorious culprits of one of the most glamorous gold heists in British history. It all went down on the 26th of November in 1983 at the Heathrow International Trading Estate in London. The gang of 6 armed robbers, headed by Mickey McAvoy and Brian Robinson, they intended to steal £3 million in cash. But as fortune would have it, upon breaking into the Brink's Mat warehouse, with inside help, the crew was able to haul off 10 times what they'd bargained for. $30 million in cash, diamonds, and gold bullion was the jackpot of their lives. Anthony Black, who was later discovered as the inside man, was able to provide quick access to the main vaults. They overpowered the other guards and kept them compliant by dousing them with petrol and holding fire over their bodies. And with the threat of being burned alive, I'd probably comply as well and just sit tight and quiet. Yet someone did spill the beans about the combination to the safe, because the gang was able to access it, plus disarm other alarms including electronic security systems. As they broke into the bank's stronghold, they found 6,800 gold bars divided into 76 cases, as well as a stash of £100,000 worth of cut and uncut diamonds. It took them about 2 hours to transfer tons of gold with the help of the warehouse forklift and their getaway van. Another dilemma ensued, as they had to find someone willing to convert bullion of this magnitude into cash. So the crew came into contact with a source called the Fox, who was a senior underworld figure. The Fox had various illegal connections that could smelt down and distribute the gold, with the help of one of London's most powerful crime syndicates. Then a jeweler named Sully Nahom was recruited to facilitate the sale of the smelted down gold. Consequently, two of the culprits, Robinson and McAvoy, were turned in after Anthony Black confessed the crime to the authorities. The remaining four robbers remained at large, and most of the bullion has never been returned to this day. The Gold Diggers of Brazil. The Gold Diggers of Brazil story is suitable for the silver screen. A robbery at the local central bank was reported around 8:30 a.m. on the 8th of August in 2005. When the authorities arrived at the crime scene, the gang had already fled, leaving behind only one lead to their whereabouts. It was a photocopy with the name of the leaseholder of the building they had rented. This crew spent 3 months digging a 256-foot-long tunnel from their building to the bank. As they were mining, they fitted wood panels with electric lighting and rudimentary air conditioning. With a tip from one of the bank employees, the group was able to avoid the sensors of the bank. From there, the diggers also dug 4 feet of steel-reinforced concrete to enter the vault and make off with 5 containers weighing more than 7,000 pounds. In total, they made off with $70 million in Brazilian currency. Later, the police found a huge amount of chalk that was used by the thieves to cover up their fingerprints. However, all it takes is just one print, and the authorities found it. The following day of the crime, a member of the crew brought 10 cars and paid for all of them in cash. This, of course, was rather suspect, and red flags were raised. 36 people were accused in this gold-digging heist, where 26 ended up in prison for various crimes, and a few of them managed to escape. Nonetheless, only $8 million of the total amount was ever retrieved, which makes this gold-digging heist the biggest robbery in Brazil's history. The train robbery of 1963. Train robberies aren't new. They're a cliché in the Western tales galore. However, a modern train robbery, where locomotives can speed much faster than the Old West, is something new. On August 8, 1963, a group of 15 thieves ambushed a train from Glasgow to England on the Bridgego Railway Bridge in Buckinghamshire, where they manipulated the track signal in order for the train to stop in a certain remote location. The robbers didn't use any guns, but rather they knocked out the train driver before escaping with over £2.6 million. That's equivalent to $61 million today. They regrouped in their hideout, which was later discovered by the police. Most members of the gang were prosecuted, but the money stolen had never been recovered. The masterminds of the heist were then sentenced to 30 years to life. One of the culprits, by the name of Ronald Arthur's Ronnie Biggs, was able to escape. Another culprit who escaped but was on the run for 5 years until he got caught was Bruce Napoleon Reynolds. He went on to write 3 books, one of which was the autobiography of a thief, the man behind the Great Train Robbery. Which of these spectacular stories is your favorite? And do you think other bank heists should be included in our list? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, as that helps us out a lot. Subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. Until next time.